How to reach out to clients on LinkedIn. Guys, the stuff that I'm about to show you is super powerful because it actually leads to sales. So I'm going to show you this example using my setting, which is of an digital agency background. I'm actually going to show you at the very end of this video, so make sure you watch it till the end, or just skip it all the way to the end. I'm going to show you the real communication that I had with a head of growth in a SaaS company. So I'm just going to show you how this stuff that I'm showing you here actually works in the real life. So it's not just theory. So make sure to watch this video till the end. Ask me questions, subscribe to the channel, show me some love, but likes if you wish so. Now, let's get right into it, right? Now, before you can actually start doing this stuff, it's very important to have a clean, optimized LinkedIn page. Just like you're looking for top tier clients, they are looking for top tier contractors. And one way for them to tell if a person is top level or not is by looking at their LinkedIn profile. So if your LinkedIn profile looks pretty bad, you don't have a really good avatar, like you're not looking professional, you're not smiling, the light is bad, all these things, they count. It's like if you're trying to rank a keyword, if you're trying to rank a specific page for a keyword, you have to take all those different search factors, ranking factors. So it's the same here. You have to tick these boxes. If you haven't done so, check out my other videos about LinkedIn optimization. I go into great detail into how you can optimize your avatar, your background image, your headline, and other LinkedIn features. So having a clean headline is very important. It comes directly from your offer, which needs to be super specific with clear deliverables. Ideally have some risk mitigation, social proof, etc. Okay, because these people, once you connect with them, they check out your profile, and very frequently, if they see that your profile is legit, that you know what you're doing, that you've got all that proof, they might even reach out to you directly. So it makes it so much easier for you to close those sales. Okay, so, and also what's important is actually posting professional, useful content, because what's happening is that once you connect with your potential clients, they start seeing your content, especially once you start working with them through DMs. That's the way LinkedIn works. Once you send people direct messages, they're more likely to see your content. So that's why it's also so important, because you are going to give them value in your DMs and outside as well. So they will see your content as well. So you have this like omnipresence of sorts. Now, got prerequisites out of the way. How to reach out to clients on LinkedIn. So there's a couple of strategies before you connect with your potential clients. How do you actually do that? So there are a few ways that I would suggest you try out and see what works best for you, because it really depends on your niche, depends on your profile, depends on your location, your different characteristics. However, I've got this one ultimate strategy that I recommend everybody use because it just makes a lot of sense. But before we go there, so if they produce content, a good strategy is to comment first and show them some real love there in the comment section, and then connect. Because people love when their work is being acknowledged. And there are so many posts that people like, you put a lot of effort, you put a lot of work into those posts, and then nobody really comments on them. And there you are commenting on the post, asking them a meaningful question. Oof, they love that stuff. So chances are, if you comment on those posts and connect with those people afterwards, they will accept those connection requests with a lot higher probability. Okay, so if they produce content, the problem is that very few people actually in the proportion, very few people on LinkedIn actually produce content. So if they don't produce content, I recommend you just send a connection request. And this is what my ultimate strategy is all about. No matter if they produce content or if they don't produce content, your best strategy is to just send a connection request without any personalization, without any notes, because it's just maths. A lot of these people, again, depending on different characteristics, they will be accepting your connection request at anywhere between like 10 to 20, maybe even more percent. Yeah, so if you get like 400 connection requests on LinkedIn Sales Navigator every month, you will end up with probably around 100 plus or minus, give or take, accepted connection requests. And that is a lot to start with. Okay, so I recommend you do this. Send out those connection requests without any personalization. If they do not accept those connection requests, fine. You just withdraw them in a week or 10 days maybe, and then retry in 3 weeks with some personalization, if that makes any sense. Try another time with personalization. 3 weeks is because the minimum amount of time LinkedIn allows for you to kind of retry, um, using the separate connection requests. So once that's out of the way, okay, once you're connected, here's what you do. Got this whole steps here. So use the ACA technique. So it stands for acknowledge, compliment, and ask. So you have connected now. Well, you say, oh yeah, it's nice to connect. How's it going? And then you can check their profile, about me section, or even check the website where they're working. If they're a decision maker, they're most likely in the about us or team section of the website. You can easily find them. There is something personal they shared publicly that you can borrow and basically comment on. You compliment on that then, and then ask a question. Asking a question is just so important, because the goal is to get the conversation going. You really want to have this conversation going. You want to them invest into communicating with you, because people pay with their time. And if they pay with their time, well, guess what? They will be soon paying with their money as well, which is great then for them and for yourself, of course. So aim for having like 3 or 4 of these exchanges, yeah, and then to get the conversation going, because ultimately people buy from people they know, that they like, and ultimately they trust. And there's no better way of developing trust than by building rapport. And this is what you're starting to do here. Now, dependent on how this communication is all going, because sometimes the person on the other side might be so responsive and they'll be like replying to all your messages and asking questions back, you can actually invite them for a quick 5-minute call on the spot. That is really powerful, because it saves you a lot of time. You can quickly hop on a call and chat to the person, because chances are, if they're so responsive and they're replying so quickly and asking you questions back, they might have a problem that you are solving, and then they're really appreciating you taking the time to connect with them personally, but they still have this problem which they might be ready to solve through your help. So invite them for a 5-minute call. You can ask them for their phone number and just dial them in like that real quick, or maybe send them a Google Meet or a Zoom link. So you should have that organized like right away. It's very quick to do. Just hop on a 5-minute call if there is a chance. If not, you can invite them for a 15-minute call. You can actually use a sales technique called what is it called? Assume closing, I think. It's like when you give them like 2 options, So it's like, do you want to hop on a 5-minute call right now, or do you want to schedule a 15-minute call? So there's no room for a no here. So you're just pushing them into these 2 options. And they're like, oh yeah, I'd actually love to jump on a quick call right now. Or no, I actually have no time. I gotta go right now. So I'll be more inclined to go on a 15-minute call with you. And then you just send them your calendar link and allow them to schedule for their, best time slot for them. If not, if you don't see that stuff not really working out really well, you have 3 or 4 exchanges, wish them a good day, and that's it. Just call it off. You've gone through a very important stage. You've gotten a reply from them. That's a huge step, my friend. So, and that's really powerful. So we're halfway there pretty much. Now, if you had a call with them like right away after the call, you can already send them the message that I'm about to share with you right here. But if you had no call with them, you can reach out to them in a day or 2, or whenever you deem makes sense. Might be in an hour or 2. You don't need to wait for a day or 2. You have to really think it, come from this natural kind of thinking. It's like, if you thought about it, the conversation you just had, and that have something of value, which you must have by any means, you just reach out to them in an hour or 2. But basically, you reach out to them at some stage and say, I thought about our conversation. I think this can be of value. Okay. You can change the wording can be different, but the goal is that, you excuse yourself pretty much, like you're reaching out because you thought about your conversation that you had earlier. And if it was on the phone, perfect. If it was here, like 3, 4 exchanges, perfect. If the goal is to get the conversation going again, and you share with them something that can be of value. And that can be anything depending on what you do. You might have checked out their website, and then there is something that you think is working really well, but maybe there is something else that you can add there, depending on your specific service, because ultimately you want to help them solve, you want to give them value first. You want to share something that might find interesting to check out. It might be a resource on your website, maybe some other link, doesn't matter. You're just thinking about them. That's the idea. You're the guy that is supplying them with this value that it ultimately helps them to do their job better. So that is the idea. Really, it's all about like pushing through with this value constantly all the time. Now, you get them, try to get them on a 15-minute call again if you haven't already. So if you haven't had a conversation, the goal is you cannot skip stages. That's really important. You cannot like push them towards your strategy, which is a sales call essentially. So you really need to get them on this 15-minute call and pre-qualify them. By the way, you can do pre-qualification earlier as well in the questions while you direct message. But you should really have a really good idea about what's going on, who the person is in front of you before you get on any calls with them. So ideally, yes, you want to ask a few questions before you go there. Once you've got this 15-minute call, yeah, this is when you bond even further, because this is the first time that you actually kind of see each other if you're on the video call, or hear each other if you're on the audio call. So you spend some time bonding again. I really love asking about, oh, how's your day so far? How's your week? You got any travel plans? You got any weekend plans if it's towards the end of the week, or even if it's Monday, because you can play with these things. So depending on how you feel about these things, it's all about really connecting with the person still, because people, they we are we like emotional kind of animals. So we still connect with people. If we like somebody, we agree to work with them, and then use logic to determine why we actually agreed working with them. It's like, oh yeah, they've got this good offer, when in reality we just like the person. So that's the way it really is. So it doesn't mean that your offer needs to suck. Yeah, obviously not. But you want to hit the home run with all of these options. Okay. So once you're on the call with them, connect and ask questions, and then at some stage they will ask you about what you do. It's almost like inevitable. It's almost inevitable. And then you quickly share about like what's going on with your service behind the scenes, your product, etc. And here's why I'm saying this: during the call, pre-qualify them and invite them for a strategy call if there is a fit. So they will be inclined to take your invitation if there is a fit. They know it themselves. You've done everything right. You connected with them. You didn't push for a sale. You've been nothing but of value. You've been serving them well so far. You've been offering nothing but help in all of these solutions that you sent out, and you've been fun to talk with. Absolutely wonderful person. Of course, they will take your invitation to go on a strategy call with you. So, and this is the strategy goal, is when this is basically a sales call. You go deeper in their business, you pre-qualify them further, you ask them questions about their business, and ultimately make an offer. So if that has not happened, yeah, like the goal is to really get them first on this 15-minute discovery call, or this 5-minute call, whichever comes first. So if they're not taking up your invitation, like I have this going on with this one guy right now. I'm like, dude, let's go on a 15-minute call. Like, and we've connected really well. I can just send him this message right away. And he's like, I'm still traveling. Like, he's traveling, so he cannot take this call. So I cannot jump through this stage and just, I was like, oh yeah, here's my offer. No, it's an absolute dumb idea. I need to get in touch with him first and talk to him, see where we're at, and then invite him for a strategy call if there's a fit. So send more value, engage with their content, keep going until you get in this 15-minute discovery call, because this is my friends, this is exactly what you need. Now, as I promised at the end of this video, as I promised at the start of this video, at the end of this video, I'm going to go and show you exactly how this kind of conversation went through. It's a little bit different, and to what I ran through here. This version that I'm showing you here is a lot better. Yeah, at that stage I wasn't exactly sure what I was doing. However, I still managed to get through it really well. So this is my conversation with this guy who happens to be a the guy from a SaaS company that I had a SEO agency. I was reaching out to SaaS companies, and I was trying to basically get SaaS clients. And this is the conversation that I had with the guy. So I'm going to go into here real quick and show you the whole thing. So here's how I started. This was actually my note, yeah, personalized note. I shouldn't have sent it out, but he still accepted, yeah. So I asked how things were in Convoso, and actually, it took him a while to respond. See, November 24th, and then he only accepted my request on December 16th. And he said, things are great, nice to meet you, yeah. And generally speaking, you don't get this reply. You don't, generally speaking, people don't reply to the note, yeah. For some reason, he's super nice, so maybe he replied for this note, to this note. So as you see, there's no question, no nothing, yeah. So it's just being nice, and that's it. It stops here. So I have to initiate the conversation. I need him to invest into communicating with me, which will lead me to, you know, get them as a client. And here I am saying, hey Jesse, thank you for accepting my request. After all, just kidding. And I'm being funny about like the time it took him about to connect with me. So I'm acknowledging this. Yeah, ACA. Now, do you post on LinkedIn much? Here's my question. And I think your insights would be gold. So again, I'm acknowledging, I'm giving the compliment here, and then this is my question. Do you post on LinkedIn much? And here's my, and then I'm saying, see you around, my man. Because we don't have this active conversation going on. I'm not being needy. I'm not being pushy. I'm just having a conversation, just asking him about things. And then as you can see, 11 days pass by once again, and he's coming back to me and saying, hey man, I don't post much, but I probably should. I would love to chat to you sometime about SEO. Maybe I can use your services. This is a typical reply, but it happened because of all these prerequisites that I mentioned earlier. I had a clean, optimized LinkedIn profile with a great photo, with everything was great. My headline was very, very clear, and the deliverables and everything was very clear to him, exactly what I was doing. I wasn't being pushy. And what's important as well, all this time, I was posting professional, useful content that I was getting a lot of engagement. And he definitely saw those carousels I was posting at the time, PDFs, and he definitely saw those. So he knows that I'm a pro at what I do, and then I'm just connecting, and he has this thing that, you know, is like, oh man, I can use them for the service. You know, that's pretty much it. So that's the reason of this really nice welcoming invite. So now all I do is that, all good, man. It's still, LinkedIn is still a great platform to connect and make friends. Haha. Please be my guest. So here I'm inviting him for this discovery call. Any questions I can help you with, it would be nice to connect with you that way. Ta-di-da. So I'm mentioning it here, but he knows it anyway. Just happy to chat and help you out. And this is the 15-20 minute conversation that we had. And then after this, I scheduled something for Wednesday. Looking forward to it. Seeing ta-ta-ta. Warm greetings from Buenos Aires. This is where I'm based. And after we had this conversation, you can see this. I'm again on his radar. I'm giving him more value. Yeah, because he's not my client yet. So I want to give him more value. So I just recorded this analysis of the page that we spoke about, you know, how we can optimize this, etc. So here I sent it. And then he was like, oh yeah, thanks man, send it to my email, whatever. So that was pretty much it. And that's how powerful this stuff was. And then I invited him for the strategy call, and at the time, like, they weren't specifically interested in the service. They were still like taking their time. It was like hunting for something in a couple of months, and we didn't end up working together. But this is how this stuff works. Okay, this is how this stuff works. It's just so powerful. Once you use this, it works every single time. Even if, unless they're not logging into LinkedIn, unless they're not logging in there, you will get them as clients, provided you do all this follow up, give them more value, invite them for calls, and just be there, because you're the only one person that will be there taking all this time and all this effort. So guys, go ahead, treat your clients, treat your potential clients like your most important people in your life. Show them love, give them some value, and they will convert and become your clients so you can serve them well. I hope this video serves you well. If you found it useful, show me some love, subscribe, leave a comment, like, and I'll see you in the next video.